Black Lives Matter has clapped back at the National Rifle Association's shameful video blasting them for exercising their First Amendment rights. Here it is.
They use their guns to assassinate black people. They use their schools to funnel black students through a school-to-prison pipeline. They use their state institutions, bought politicians, business conglomerates, and white supremacist domestic terrorists to incite violence over and over again. And then they use their new president to enact a law and order administration, all to make them shoot first, to make them ask questions later, make them scream, "I thought he had a gun in his hand," and "I feared for my life," and "he matched the description of a suspect," and "she was threatening us." To shoot and kill Philando Castile, Charlena Lyles, Keisha Michael, Keith Bursey, and Waukesha Wilson, until the only option left is for black people to disrupt the systems that keep us oppressed and build the kinds of communities in which we want to live. And when that happens, they'll use it as an excuse to kill more of us. The only way we stop this, the only way we save our communities and our struggle for freedom, is to fight this violence with the raised, clenched black fist of resistance. We are Black Lives Matter, and we are freedom's future place. Wait, hold up. What's with the aggressive fear-mongering video tactics? Someone cut the music and bring up the lights. Better. We're talking about our lives here. When the NRA issues a public call to their constituents inciting violence against people who are constitutionally fighting for their lives, we don't take that lightly. We know that we are not safe, but we are not scared either. We will continue to produce media, teach students, march, and protest to not only protect the First Amendment as fiercely as the NRA protects the Second, but to protect our lives from gun-toting racists. We demand the NRA immediately remove their dangerous propaganda videos narrated by conservative talk radio hosts Dana Lash and Grant Stinchfield.
All right, folks, the Black Lives Matter chapter there in LA, they've asked the NRA ad to be removed from their website as well as social media outlets. Of course, they have refused to do so. The NRA also has put out another video directly naming Tamika Mallory of the Black Lives Matter movement. That ad still remains on their website, and Tamika and others will be leading a protest march tomorrow targeting the National Rifle Association, on Thursday, targeting the NRA. Tamika will be on NewsOne Now tomorrow. Joining us from LA is Patrisse Cullors, one of the co-founders of the Black Lives Matter movement. Patrisse, it's very interesting that the NRA tries to say, oh no, this was about the truth in America. It was a clear attack on black folks using their First Amendment rights.
Exactly. And the moment I saw that ad, and there's been many other ads that the NRA TV has put out since, with Sheriff Clark stating that Black Lives Matter is a hate group, and totally spinning the conversation, which is actually NRA TV in particular is putting out hateful propaganda that targets Black Lives Matter in particular, targets people who are in the current resistance against this administration, and it's dangerous, and we want them to stop, and we want them to stop now.
And what people don't understand when you talk about the NRA, they love the Second Amendment, but they can't stand the First Amendment. And what they really don't like, they don't like the fact that you have black folks standing up for themselves, and they have yet to answer the question, why have they been so silent on the death of Philando Castile, who had a permit to carry? Why have they been so silent on the brother who was killed in Ohio at the Walmart there in Beaver Creek? It is escaping me right now, but I have his name for a second.
John Crawford.
But they're just quiet. They're just quiet.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we're seeing is holes in their argument around who is allowed to own guns, who's allowed to be proud gun owners. And we're seeing everything about the NRA in particular, fall to the wayside. And I think it's important that viewers understand that Black Lives Matter in particular have been under assault by law enforcement, by the NRA for a long time. But I think what we're now saying is you can't keep bullying us. And it's, yes, you know, there's a line in the ad that says we know we're not safe, but we're not scared either. And that's important. It's unfortunate that we live in an America in 2017 where Black people still feel completely unsafe, and that the NRA is actually feeding their base fear-mongering tactics. And the sacrifice of that is always Black folks.
Well, and also I think what's important here is the pushback, because frankly, Democrats and Republicans are scared to death of the NRA. The amount of money they drop in races, politicians don't want to oppose them, and regular citizens have to make it perfectly clear to NRA members that no one is scared of you, nobody's scared of your guns, of your bullets, and of your bullying tactics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the NRA has failed the American public time and time again. They never come out to speak out against white terrorism, right? They never speak out against some of the most heinous hate crimes that have happened across this country when it comes to gun violence. And instead, they use their platform to degrade and really humiliate a movement that has been about fighting for the lives of Black people and therefore the lives of the American people. And I think it's a powerful message when the NRA, instead of apologizing, decides to buckle down and say, we won't apologize to you. Instead, we're going to create more propaganda. That's a dangerous line to toe. And I think we need to hear elected officials stand up. I think you're completely right. It shouldn't just be civilians, right? It should be elected officials saying, this is unacceptable behavior, and we need you to take down racist propaganda and violent propaganda, and we also need you, NRA, to stand up for everybody's civil rights.
Patrice Cullors, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Weekdays on TV One.
I will never lie to you.
Oh my God.
Roland Martin.
He doesn't want to talk to us. He wants to ignore us.
Uncensored.
Hell no.
That ain't gonna cut it, boo.
Unapologetic.
No, that is fundamentally false. You are wrong.
Unfiltered.
He wants an America where we all look alike. He ain't talking about Black people.
Unrelenting.
You better go work out, because you got a fight on your hands.
NewsOne Now with Roland Martin. Weekdays at 7 a.m. on TV One.